Hey everybody, welcome to a special edition of AfterBuzz's The Voice of. I'm here with an amazing actress, Patricia Summersett, and you guys might have heard her voice every once in a while. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AfterBuzz TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
Now, we're starting with a little edge here because that's what Patricia says she's jamming to these days. But you guys, welcome to this awesome episode of The Voice of. I am Keaton Markey, your host, and I am so excited. I am here with the amazing actress Patricia Summersett. I got it right?
Yes, you totally did.
Great. And I am I've been fangirling with her because she just recently did the voice of Princess Zelda in Zelda Breath of the Wild. So I don't know if you guys have heard about that game, but it's only one of the biggest games ever in the entire world. But Patricia, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm fabulous. Great, Keaton.
Awesome. Well, I'm so thankful that you came in to talk with us. I know you're not an LA local, you're a Canadian.
I'm both.
I'm both?
I
Okay.
just kind of go back and forth at random these days, so yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. And you're fangirling out a little bit too. I love your
am.
Zelda pride.
Yeah, kind of got the Triforce nails as well.
Okay, the
but,
Triforce nails, you guys, I will take a picture and put it on my Instagram if
Okay,
Patricia
yeah.
lets me, but they are
course.
so cute. So we have to start off with Zelda because I feel like this game, well, first of all, Zelda's a franchise. It's been around and been beloved for so long. What was it like to kind of step into this role of Zelda?
Yeah, it was so many things. I mean, it came to me in such an interesting way. As video games often happen, you don't necessarily know what you're auditioning for. Mm-hmm. So that was the case with this game. I went in for an audition, had passed out my materials, got this, description, just prepared, hoping that I'd make a wonderful impression, and got a callback. Several weeks later, went in for the callback, found out I landed the role, and then weeks after that, right before we were recording, they were like, "You know what it is, right?" And I was like, "No, how would I?" Well, let's break it to you. It's Princess Zelda, and I was like, "Sorry, what?"
So you knew who she was,
oh,
right?
Of course,
yeah.
Of course, I knew who she was. I just could never have fathomed that would have been the game at the time. So yeah,
Because you've done a lot of gaming voices.
I have. Yeah, I mean, it's getting to be that way.
Have you discovered that your characters that you voice kind of end up looking like you sometimes? Because you could do an awesome Princess Zelda cosplay. I have to say, if they were making a Zelda movie, you could play Zelda.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind.
But do your other video game voice characters, do any of them look like you as well?
It's funny that you say that. I think, because I play two assassins in the Assassin's Creed series. And
so cool.
Yeah, oh man, what a wonderful franchise to be part of as well. So Hope Jensen and Galina Voronina. And I've often wondered, because I did the motion capture and the facial performance for that as well.
awesome.
So I love the full performance capture work. That's brilliant. But yeah, I kind of wondered because I could look a bit Russian and, I can look a lot of European things, basically, because I myself am a huge mix. And I felt like I could resemble those characters a little bit and sometimes get those comments, but... Yeah, Zelda, I mean, sure, man, I'll take that compliment. It's fine for me.
You could rock a Princess Zelda, absolutely. So how long was this recording process? Because I know a lot of people don't really know how that world works when it comes to there's a lot of work that goes into acting for video game characters that I don't think people quite understand.
Right, and it's such a mysterious thing because it is so different for each process. Mm-hmm. This one took place over the period of about a year of recording, a little bit less, I'd say. And it was, the final stages of the project that they start injecting the voices in and stuff like that. So it's not always the case. Sometimes with video games, you can be working on it for 2 years or a bit less time. But usually you don't work on it for, I was going to say, even if you do basic voices, you still have several months before the game comes out, obviously.
Yeah. Awesome. Oh, and I read that you can write in
Hylian?
Hylian?
Yeah, so I learned TP Hylian, so Twilight Princess Hylian. Mostly forwards. I could probably do it backwards. I haven't tried that though. It's a bit time consuming to try to write it because it's glorified calligraphy. But yeah, I did that over the process of recording this game because I spent so much time quietly just going through the recording, and I wanted to do something that felt special, and it was a great way to just like drink coffee and do my Hylian ABCs in the morning. And I thought it would be special to connect with fans afterwards. So, and it has been. I've written a lot of lovely Hylian autographs.
I just want you to I want one before you leave today. I'm gonna fangirl out and ask
Totally.
for one if we have time.
No problem.
So one of the things, is there any obviously when you're recording things for video games or with Zelda, there are certain phrases that I'm sure they have you say over and over and over again. Is there anyone in particular from Zelda Breath of the Wild that you had to say so many times that you can still say it?
Gosh, I mean, I think that the main sort of phrase of "open your eyes" is something that I had to say several times, and just a lot of the, I guess the the sort of disembodied voices.
Yeah.
There was a lot of repeats of that, just so that they could eventually sort of fit it in a way that they liked for the various scenarios. But other than that, I mean, everything is repeated a fair bit. Like everything when you do dubbing work is like getting it just so, and we end up doing a lot of it for sure.
I've literally had dreams with the blood moon rises once again.
Yeah, people tweet at me
Be
sometimes.
careful.
Yeah, they're like, "Thank you for telling me that the blood moon rises once again."
She only had to do it a couple times, guys. It's not really her. So beyond your voiceover work, you have really studied acting. I feel like a lot of actors just kind of fall into it a lot of times, but I feel like you have studied the craft. You've been working at it. I feel like you were just an amazing actor because you just have so much just kind of knowledge base of of your studies and stuff, and a true artist, where I feel like so many celebrities these days and actors are just kind of one-off YouTube stars or whatever who haven't really trained. So has acting always been something that you've wanted to do, that you've been passionate about?
I mean, when I was a little kid, I was definitely a performer. I was performing all the time. I have 3 sisters, and we all went into performance and arts.
wow.
One of them is a figure skater. The other 2 are singer-songwriters. So that's always been a part of my past. But the thing that really led me into acting was actually ice dancing. So I competitive ice danced for a lot of years, and I grew up ice dancing. But that was a big part of my. I just got so much validation from that as a child, and I was able to, travel to the neighboring areas around my very, very tiny, small town. So it was a great way of getting out, and I think the joyous memories of that, that then, I did skate as an adult too, but that is really what led to the acting. I think I grew up just training for performance all the time, and it was a natural thing for me to then kind of transition into theater, which is the base of everything that I do. I mean, I love theater, and it's the soul of all my work, I'd say.
So if you weren't an actor or a figure skater, I'll say, because it sounds like, what do you think you would want to be?
What would I want to be if I wasn't an actor or a figure skater?
I know, I took away the two
So
main
the arts, if you took
The
away the
arts.
arts. I have a feeling I'd be in the therapies. I'd considered some sort of doctor work in the past, but then ultimately this won. So
Yeah, as it does. What? So we were talking before we went live that you are a Youper, and a lot of people don't know what Youpers are.
Oh man, they're the best people in the world.
They are. They are the kindest, sweetest people in the world. If you think Canadians are nice, you got to meet a Youper.
They're quite
So would you like to enlighten everybody? Because I feel like this is a public service announcement of what is a Youper?
A Youper is it's a term coined specifically for people from Upper Michigan, where I grew up, and it's this little rural thing. So there's the hand map.
Yeah.
Michiganders do the hand map. You've got the Upper Peninsula with Lake Superior and here, and then you have the Lower Peninsula. So I live about right up there on Lake Superior, and then this juts out, and then right across is Canada. So I don't know if it comes from upper. I'm pretty sure that the uppers
Probably the uppers. Yeah,
turned into the Youpers. And there's a really strong Finnish population up there. So the lilt of the accent is this combination of sort of rural, kind of almost sounding Canadian, very Fargo, right?
Yes.
Mixed with just a lot of Finnish influence, and there are just saunas and pasties and deer hunting and that sort of thing.
Oh, that fun! I love pasties. Have you been to
me too.
Patsy's? Or
Oh,
no,
where's that?
I think it's Patsy's Pasties or something. I don't know, but it's near where my boyfriend used to live. But yeah, no, it was I love it. Anyways, I didn't know what a pasty was until I went to the UP either. So
Yeah, people are like pasties, and you're like, no.
no. They're
You
these
could make them pasties, yeah.
they're these delicious pasty things. Awesome. So you have so much other stuff coming up too besides your voiceover acting. What one of the things I was kind of most excited to talk to you about is Mother.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I know
yeah.
there's not much released about it, but what
Yeah.
can you tell me about your involvement in that film?
Yes, so the Darren Aronofsky film.
Who's an amazing director.
That was, yeah. I had a pretty fun year, so that was also happening for a little while. Obviously, I can't say really anything about the content at all.
Yeah.
I can say that, yeah, being on set was like being in a master class all of the time, because the people that I was in the scenes with are all just people that I would love to emulate, and I just look up to so much. You know, like Ed Harris and
Ed
stuff. Like, I was
Harris.
just like, you got to be kidding me. We threw catch one time in the parking lot. We threw some baseballs around, and I was like, my life is complete.
I'm
My life is
throwing a
complete.
baseball with Ed
Goodbye, I'm
Harris
done.
right now.
Yeah.
Bye.
Yeah. And
I mean, but
oh,
it's like Jennifer Lawrence and
yes, and Jennifer Lawrence.
Javier, right?
Yeah, Javier Bardem. Yep, Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know it was insane. But that's kind of as much as I can say about it, because they're on IMDb, so you can see that they're there.
The poster recently came out. Actually, it came out on Mother's Day, and it's real creepy.
In perfect Darren Aronofsky style.
I'm
yeah.
so curious as to what this film is about.
It's interesting because they really protect the material. I mean, much like Nintendo, these
Yeah,
big, beautiful, stylized projects where everybody keeps the content very, sacred to the project. So this was one of those projects as well. It was kept very close to the bone. Nobody really was given full scripts, so not really anybody aside from the main cast probably actually knows the story of that. It was all very, very confidential when it was being done.
Can you say what your role is or who you play?
Probably not.
Okay.
I better not.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. I look very forward to seeing it because I just love Darren Aronofsky. And
Me too.
He does such dark but beautiful pieces of film, and I just love it.
He's so raw. I love it. Yeah.
So what other things do you have coming up besides Mother? I mean, you have a couple different things. You want to talk about any of the things that you're most excited about?
Oh gosh, I have a couple of video games that I'm doing. Again, I can't announce them, but I'm quite excited about that as well. I'm doing motion capture for a video game, and I just it's the best. It's the best work. So there's that, and I've got a couple of films coming out. A little short film called Fareed in the fall. Just really beautiful content about an Arabic man kind of making his way in the city and like the misconceptions on him. That sort of is very poetically done. So I love those little indie projects. They're such a joy to do. No theater at the moment, but another film, an indie film called Maz by this wonderful director named Federico Hidalgo. It doesn't have a release date, but I imagine he's done well in the indie circuit, and he's just he's one of those, again, pleasures to work with. Just really like the process is as much what you do it for as the actual product. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what is you've worked in kind of all the genres. Do you have a favorite one? I mean, a lot of actors I feel like don't have the opportunity that you've had to work in motion capture, which I think is I just took a class in that recently, and it is the coolest
Isn't
thing.
it fun?
It's so fun.
Yeah.
Like it just like it doesn't matter what you look like. It's just all how you move, and it's very freeing. But what is your favorite kind of medium, I should say, in the acting world to work in?
Yeah, it's so hard to narrow it down because you get such different things from each one. I just I skip to work when I go to motion capture work. I'm just like da da da. Like I got my coffee, I've got myself. That's all I need.
No makeup today.
No,
sometimes the dots.
Yeah, I mean it's such a pleasure. I don't know. Like, I probably the thing that I'm most attached to is theater, and I'm not really doing any right now. But I love it all for different reasons. Like TV, film is, it just really depends on the character you get and the crew you get to work with.
Yeah.
So if it seems like it's going to be a compelling crew, I'm down. Like Yeah, it's impossible for me to choose.
That's awesome, though. It's about the people that you're surrounded with.
So much.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean, I think that's why acting in this industry is so cool, because it's such a collaborative piece of work. You can't make a film by yourself. You really can't. Not
No.
like on the level of getting people's eyes on it. Like, even though YouTube's huge right now and everything, it's like the type of film that's like, you know, talked about and in the movies. You gotta work as a team.
Yeah.
So, yeah, which is really cool.
Like,
Really cool. Yeah. So, do you have a favorite? I always like to kind of go back into the childhood or what. Do you have a favorite play that you've ever been in, or a favorite role that you've done?
oh, I've done a few that I've really really enjoyed more than the. There was one called Queens in university, actually, where I played this 99-year-old woman, and I think that was maybe one of. And you had full costume, and I'd put my mask on each night and go into the voice, and I think something like that was so transformative. It sticks out for me as a highlight. I think another one would be like Hedda Gabler. I had the chance to play Hedda Gabler, and while it's not my favorite, I left with so many questions about wanting to do it again. I would love to play that role again, but it is just about the most meaty situation you can put yourself in as an actor. So, yeah, maybe Hedda Gabler or something like that. Rosalind from As You Like It. That's
Yeah.
just a dream to do. Yeah.
That's awesome. And I dare I ask what your favorite video game character was to kind of portray?
Oh man,
You've
See,
gotten
I
to play
always
so many cool ones.
I have yeah. I'm just that's been really awesome. I mean, right now it is definitely Zelda because without a doubt, it is just the journey that it's taken me on has been, and just the people I've been able to meet so far with it is so incredible. I'm just so honored to be part of the game, this incredible game.
That's
Yeah,
awesome.
it's really special.
That's congratulations, because that's an amazing thing to be a part of, and you are now
you.
forever in the Zelda lore.
Yeah,
And it's like I feel like when kids get on Disney Channel, I'm like, you're a Disney kid now. Like, you will always be a Disney kid. It's like a huge step, I feel like, in a career when you can kind of be a part of a franchise, and
Yeah.
so that's really awesome. So before we kind of wrap up, I need to do. I'm always about putting things out in the universe. So as an actor, I like to ask, like, you know, director that you hope to, you know, work with someday.
Oh gosh.
Dream director.
Oh no, I always think about the ones that I have worked with, and I'm like, oh my
But
God,
you've worked with
that's
some
so
amazing ones already.
There's so many I would like to work with. I'm like trying to think of names now that I could actually, like, favorite directors that I'd like to work with. I feel like I'm gonna have to think about this one for a second.
That's fine. Because next will be dream role that you could get to play.
Oh, see, that's super hard.
Is that too hard?
That is
Okay,
super hard.
bring it more specific. If you could be a part of another franchise.
Oh. It's like asking me, it's like, so you have this chocolate cake. You get to eat the chocolate cake. Now what would you like to eat?
Yeah, you gotta put it out in the universe, though. You have to put it out there.
Yes, it's true. Oh my gosh. Let me think about this. So franchise, it's funny because I don't think Star Wars. I want to be in the Star Wars franchise.
Okay, it's out in the world now. Star Wars. Call Patricia.
Yeah.
Then you'll be in Disney. So then Star Wars takes care of a lot of things. Like,
it does. Then I don't have to worry about Disney and all that stuff.
yeah. So Star Wars. Any directors you can think of? Any actors or actresses you hope to work with someday?
Oh my gosh. I if I could work with an actor right now, I would love to work with Ed Harris and Kate Blanchett in a show together. And then I would die. I could die. Yeah.
Kate
Blanchett
Kate
is one of
Blanchett
my
is the queen.
all-time favorites. Yeah.
Have you ever been like starstruck when you've kind of gotten on a project besides playing catch?
Yes, particularly actually with that Darren Aronofsky film, I felt starstruck a lot. I'm not always starstruck. I did Smurfs 2.
Yes.
That kind of blew my mind. Being on the set with Hank Azaria, Brendan Gleeson, Neil Patrick Harris, and I was puppeting Smurfette. So.
Yeah.
That's another one of those that I was like, hey, Smurfette, for like months. I was Smurfette for a little while. It was really strange. But I was very, just how Hank Azaria, how unbelievably great he is at improv. He just entertains everybody all the time. And you just sit there and you're like, oh, it's my turn. I have to do something.
Yeah.
You just want to watch him all the time. So yeah, that definitely struck me hard.
Gosh, you've worked with some amazing. And Neil Patrick Harris is like. Wow.
Yeah, he's such a magician, and he's like doing card tricks on set and stuff. It's just so cool. Like
She's
people
like,
are
I've
saying,
already worked with a lot of amazing people. I don't need to work with anyone.
that is not true
This is
at all.
not true.
That is
Kate
not true.
Blanchett.
Yes, please. Yeah.
Kate. Okay, we're putting that out in the universe.
Yes.
And
Kate Blanchett.
what TV shows and stuff or movies have you been watching that like you might hope to? I would say let's stick to TV shows. Are there any TV shows you're loving right now that you're like, ooh?
I watched the whole of Breaking Bad, and I watched the first season of Better Call Saul. I'm looking forward to getting back into Better Call Saul. What else? House of Cards. I haven't watched the latest season yet, but I was really hooked on that one for a while. I like those long dramas that make it on Netflix, and you can just sit there and kind of like spill them out over a period of time. I guess something like that. I was gonna say Black Mirror. Black Mirror.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh, what an amazing series.
I know so many people that keep telling me to watch that.
It'll get you. Like it's so poignant, it's so timely. But yeah, I'm going to tell you that too.
I just started
you should
watching
watch that too.
American Gods, and I could like so see you in that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
American Gods. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
I haven't seen that one. I'll check it out.
It's great. It's really, really
Gods.
good. So we've put a lot out there.
Yes, we have.
We
We've just
have.
thrown it.
You have to
the...
throw it into the universe, and then hopefully somebody will catch on to it, and it'll happen.
What would you like to throw out into?
Oh, what do I? Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, I've
Yeah.
never. I don't know. I would love a chance to be a video game character.
Amazing.
Like, and
Okay.
like I got to do this really cool thing for Gears of War.
Oh
got
my
to
gosh,
play Kat Diaz for a lot of different like their events when they were launching the game, and I was in the full gear and like was walking around and got to meet the voice actress of her, and I was just like, how cool would it be to like actually get to play this, do the motion capture like of this character, and then be like, you know what, put me in the costume at the launch party. I'll do it. Like, I don't know. Just seems like cool. And if they're making a movie, hey, why not? Throw me in. Put me in, coach, So I'll do it all. Because again, I just think it's so much fun. And I feel like as women, we don't get the chance to kind of be those, kick-ass, badass characters very often. But I feel like video games have really started to embrace the female heroine, and I hope it kind of it's kind of coming up in film and television a little bit more, but I just feel like video games were the first ones to really start embracing it with like people like Tomb Raider and or Lara Croft, I should say. So it's cool that
yeah, it's such a great year for that too. I'm thinking like Ashley Birch, Horizon Zero Dawn, and I mean there are a lot of them now, and like the female warrior is
Wonder
dream.
Woman coming out. It's that I think is the dream for a lot of girls. I mean, I was very athletic like you, and that's what you're always in competition mode, and I feel like you don't. Sometimes you don't want to be the damsel in distress. You want to be, and now that they're starting to dress these characters with more clothing, it's I appreciate it.
That's true.
As somebody who goes around to different cons and does cosplay and everything, I'm like, I love when I can wear flats and more clothes. So
it's fascinating. I just got back from Kuwait City. There was a com festival over there, and the dress code is very very conservative. Like you have to wear below the elbows, below the knees. And I didn't think it hurt the cosplay too much at all. I felt like everybody just made their way around it, and there were beautiful outfits and just so much enthusiasm and beautiful cosplay competitions. And I was like, wow, I didn't miss cleavage and too much skin. It actually,
That's all. No, that's because then you can kind of see the artistry of it and like the details that really go into things. What events or cons are you planning on going to in the future? Do you have any lined up that people can kind of see you at?
Yeah, let's see. I'm going to Wichita.
I'm
just thinking. I'm going to Wichita soon. SAC Anime, and some other ones are kind of in the works to be confirmed soon. But definitely those two coming up.
Amazing. Well, so if you guys want to get your autograph and see you, and maybe in Hylian. Get you to write.
If it's requested, I will.
If it's requested, well, I don't want to like. Now I'm gonna like. People are just gonna troll you to get you to do that. Don't do that. So where can people kind of follow you and kind of all your exploits and what you're up to in your career and stuff?
I'm on social media. So I'm on Twitter and Instagram quite often. I've got all the pages, but at @Summersett_ is my Twitter and Instagram. And I have a website, patriciasummersett.com, where I'm going to put my convention schedule and all that stuff on there. So, you can find me there.
Well, I have to ask you before we kind of wrap up. Can you speak anything in Hylian?
I wish I could. There is no.
She doesn't speak any Hylian?
No, I looked for it. I was like, is there a Hylian language that I can learn? I would have 100%
and I
learned
believe
Hylian.
it. If you learned how to write it and you were practicing
Yeah.
your ABCs and that while you drank your coffee, I absolutely believe it.
There's snippets of it, and a lot of it's like Japanese based. But if they ever do decide to invent a Hylian language, I am so there. I'm just saying.
Maybe start with
that
Elvish
stuff.
and then move to
Yeah,
Hylian.
right. Right.
Awesome. Well, just for me, can you tell me about the Black Moon Rising or the Blood
Blood-
Moon
the
Rising
Blood
once
Moon
again?
Rising?
Can you just tell me that, please?
I don't think I'm supposed to be able to do impressions.
Really?
Yeah, it's not really something that I'm supposed to do, but I know you're like waiting for me.
I'm
to,
like, wait, is she deciding
I
to
feel
do
like
that?
I'm like so conservative about that because it's not my material to copyright.
It's all good.
not-
Can you do the Black Moon or the Blood Moon in
Black
a
Moon.
Yooper accent?
Yeah, sure. Let's see, the blood moon rises. Well, the blood moon rises once again, eh? I don't know.
Oh, great. I know I put you on the spot, but that was awesome. Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure talking with you, and it's really cool getting to meet you. I just feel like you're a really awesome
Thank
soul.
you. I feel the same about you.
Cool.
Right,
I can't wait to follow your career and keep in touch. And congratulations on all your amazing success. And
Thank you.
I just wish the best for you moving forward.
You too. Very
Awesome.
much.
Thank
yeah.
you. Well, you guys can follow me at Keaton Markey all over the interwebs. Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of The Voice of, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Ciao.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz. See you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.